Hey, what's up guys, Snows from Snows Gaming, and today we're going to talk about Effie Oladele, which is a brand new addition to the Overwatch lore and family. So Effie popped up yesterday on the 21st of February in a forum post on the Play Overwatch website. What you can read as the title is an interview with inventor Effie Oladele. Now, reading the interview, the first thing you notice is that she is the recipient of the Genius Grant from the Adawe Foundation. Now, what that means basically is that she's a genius. That's the first thing we can take off of that. But then there's some interesting questions that are asked. The first question is, how did you get into robots and artificial intelligence? Which basically means that that's what she's in, robots and artificial intelligence, which kind of is basically an Omnic, right? It's a robot and it has AI running. The next question that definitely draws my attention is, speaking of which, do you have any plans for what you're going to do with your grant? New computer, college tuition? And then she just says, oh, I have an idea. Now that brings us back to a leak. Now that leak is interesting because, as you can see, this link is in 3 or 4 parts. What we can see is that the first thing they leaked was the Lunar Year event. Now if you take a look, expect new skins to celebrate Year of the Rooster, blah blah blah. Then we take a look at the new origin story, which is for Mei, which, if you read it, kind of falls into the category of what Mei's been living through. And if that origin story pops out, I mean, you know, for the better. These guys have it. But what you can see right afterwards, Ankora, now, or Ankara, whatever way you want to say it, Ankara is apparently the new character, not Doomfist. And Jeff said that the 24th is not the one that it seems, which means basically the 24th character we're going to get is probably not going to be Doomfist. Now if we read on, we can see that, contrary to speculation, Doomfist is not up next. The upcoming character is a female Omnic quadruped, codename Ankora. Now if you think about it, female Omnic, now Effie's working on something similar to an Omnic, robots and artificial intelligence. Then what it says is that Ankora hails from Numbani and has a West African accent. I mean, I don't know exactly how they're gonna fit a West African accent into a robot, but I mean, they can do it, they're Blizzard, they got the magic. But what's funny is that, you know, Numbani, Effie, Numbani, Ankora, right? So basically, if you take a look, it says that Ankora is here to balance the tank roster because they want something more like a second Reinhardt, but probably has different abilities. Now, forget about the last part there about Doomfist. It's kind of really random. But now, what I'm wondering is, what does Ankora look like? Well, we do have some photos, apparently. Well, alleged photos. The first alleged photo is this one. You can see Genji sitting on what is apparently Ankora. As you can see, it's a quadruped sort of turret thingy with like a, not only a turret at the top, but it looks like it kind of has like a laser beamy thing in the front and some kind of rails on the left and the right side. I honestly have no clue what this is going to look like in the end, but if this is any indication of what Ankora is going to be, it's humongous. But I highly doubt that this is going to be the final form factor, since this comes from a very early video of Overwatch. Now, according to the lore, we can kind of see that Ankora fits in after or at the same time as Sombra's lore that we saw when she got released because of this image. Now, according to this picture, you can clearly see that Ankora is on it. Number 29, that's Ankora. I'm gonna enhance the image a little so you can kind of see it a little bit better, zoom in. But you can see one thing that's very interesting. First of all, it is related to Numbani, which the leak kind of confirms, if you can say that a leak confirms things. But also Effie is from Numbani, so you can make all of these connections. And also it's related to Doomfist in some way, which is kind of something that I'm interested in. How is this going to fit into the lore? Apparently Ankora is what Effie is calling an OR-15. Now that was basically talked about within the interview. If you take a look in the interview, it shows that she's building something to protect people, and she's working on the OR-15s. Now, one thing that's interesting is that we're talking about OR-15s. Now, if the OR-15s are Ankora, it's kind of weird because Zenyatta is an Omnic. He is Zenyatta. He is the only Zenyatta. Of course, the others look alike, in certain ways, but they are not Zenyatta. Now, if we take a look at Bastion, which is just a battle robot, he's not an Omnic. There are many Bastions. Now, if there are OR-15s, what is Ancora if she is an Omnic? Now, the one thing that it points, in my opinion, to is that we might see the first multi-class hero. Now, I'll touch on that in another video, but keep that in mind. OR-15s, there are multiple of them, so if she's working on an Omnic, Ancora might not be an OR-15. Now, within that interview, there's one thing that raises concern. No good can come from a sentence like this. It's just basically they're asking the question, do you have any plans? And she basically is secretive about it. And then they're like, no hint, and she says, it's a secret for now, but my parents are taking me on a trip to celebrate. It'll be my first time flying, so I can't wait. Now that's not really a good sign. This is never a good sign. I can't wait. It's gonna be my first time flying. Plane crashes, parents die, new Batman. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna have Batman in Overwatch. Now I'm just kidding, but basically, it's a big plot. She's basically a big plot device. That's what Effie is right now. The last thing I wanted to touch on is I'm very curious about what Doomfist and Effie have in common, or not necessarily in common, but what's their relation? Does an evil Doomfist try to get the gauntlet from the payload on Numbani, and that's why we had that broken glass, but then the OR-15s kind of defended it, and that's why the gauntlet is apparently still in the payload in Numbani. I mean, there are so many things that are interesting about that. Now, I'll kind of leave it on that note. I mean, it's so much to take in. I'll leave you with that picture of Effie. It's supposed to be an extended picture. Honestly, I don't know if it's just fan art or if it's an actual picture of her extended. She's holding something in her hand. What could it be? A new grenade, something like that, something she controls her bots with. We don't know. But hey, this is my first video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you'd like to see more content like this. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Take care. Have yourself a great day. Oh, and by the way, I do stream sometimes. Right now it's the Overwatch off season, so I'll be streaming right when the season starts. So click that little subscribe button and don't forget to click on the bell to get notified. Also, I have a music channel. It's all related within the main page, and I also have a tech channel which I'll start uploading in as soon as I get my new camera. But I mean, you know, soak it in. Overwatch is a world. Soak it in. You know, that's what it's for. Anyways, take care. Have yourself a great day. I'll stop wasting your time. Stay frosty. Take care.